Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle MacDonald. I'm founder and volunteer president of Family Innocence. Family Innocence is a nonprofit dedicated to keeping families out of court, resolving conflicts and injustices peacefully. I'm here with my wonderful colleagues, and I'll start by introducing, or he can introduce himself, Tom Shimota.
Hi, my name is Tom Shimota. I was with Michelle from the beginning of Family Innocence in 2011. I'm trained in 3 forms of mediation, including family innocence. I come from a family of 9 children, so mediation is something that I'm very good at and comes natural. As from a large family, conflicts are daily, if not hourly, if not by the minute. And so we're always resolving conflicts with the large family. And then I also was a small business owner for 30 years. So being a small business owner, you handle all the conflicts that arise just from being in a retail business.
And Family Innocence is, we do education, we do the Family Innocence process. And the biggest thing that happened in recent years is our education. It's Enjoy the Ride, Restorative Justice Circle Mediation Training, the edu-series. And now I'm going to introduce Rich, or he's going to introduce himself. He was the producer, and he filmed our class of several days. And what, did it take you 2 years to edit, Rich?
I think it was about 2 years, yes. Hi, my name is Rich Marek, and I've known Michelle now since 2019 when we were just introduced by a mutual friend, and she got me involved right away with Family Innocence. And it's a good organization. The genesis of recording it, I had no idea what a circle was or any of that beforehand. So after about six weeks, I believe we were recording, I got a good idea of that. And I was recording with my son and my daughter, who were both teens at the time. So it was really nice to actually work. It became a family innocence encounter. So it was kind of nice that way as well. But I think we went through the whole process of family innocence, and we had a lot of I would say conflicts resolved. It was done as a kind of a play acting. We had some different things happening there as well. We had a lot of questions, which was great because people really felt comfortable enough to ask questions of what is happening, how do we go through this. So that was very interesting, and I learned as much as anybody else that was sitting around there that was actually taking the class, because in a way I was taking it as well, and my kids were too. So it was a really good experience, and I think it's just fantastic. And the series is about what 30 hours or so. So it is pretty long. You take it in chunks. We have it divided into episodes and seasons, so it kind of makes it a little bit more palatable that way. And plus, all the information that you could possibly want is on there.
Yeah, thank you, Rich. And I'd like to say both of your kids graduated and they were teenagers. And in that class, we had teenagers in the class all the way up to 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really was a class for everyone. It did get accredited by the state of Minnesota for alternative dispute resolutions, 46 credits. We ended up, I think, doing a makeup day, and that's why it ended up being 46 hours. But we got 46 credits, and then we got 42 CLE credits, and some of our participants used it for education credits. So we're all accredited. And now when and because of your great work recording it and editing it, each episode that we play, it's accredited as long as a proctor's there. So it's an awesome way. It's really a wonderful, you were a wonderful addition as an educator to our process.
Thank you.
Okay. And last but not least, Lamont. Lamont calls himself a circle baby. I met him in 2012. I had just learned about circles. I went out and trained with Dominic Barter, whom I referred to as the world's foremost peacemaker. He was a teacher in Brazil, and he was going to leave with his wife and kids because there was complete lawlessness, but he started to move towards the conflict, and he developed restorative circles there. Lamont was the next. I said, I was talking to him, and I was so enamored with circles, and I said, and he knew what a circle was, and so maybe you can take over from here, Lamont. How did you get involved?
Hi, my name is Lamont Fondern. I'm also trained in the mediation process, transformative mediation, and also family innocence mediation as well. I got involved in this process. I started as a troubled teen at a very young age, involved in gangs and drugs and things like that. At some point in the state of Minnesota, I offended in the community, and my case was referred to the circle process. And during this time, in the early 1995, 96, 97, the process of circle was not huge in the state of Minnesota. There was only a couple of judges involved, a couple of prosecutors who was willing to bring a case like mine or a case like others into the community and away from the courthouse. And so this was a new experience for everyone. With my crimes, with dealing with drugs and stuff like that, they really helped me understand what a community is like and what it really means to be restored. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that opportunity to have learned that. But when I met Michelle in, I think it was 2012, I had already been doing restorative practices since like 1997. And so I consider myself the circle baby because I was probably the first or second case that Ramsey County had that was dealing with circle practices. So again, just enamored over what we're trying to do here and have the opportunity to work with youth, young men and young women to keep them on a straight and narrow. Like I didn't have that opportunity at first. And so I'm hoping to be able to assist in this to help young men and young women in this restorative practices.
So the grant request is for Family Innocence to train anyone, anywhere in Minnesota who wants to learn about restorative practices and conflict resolution, or who wants to participate in a restorative circle to resolve their own conflicts. With Enjoy the Ride, the possibilities are endless. And with the countless configurations of Enjoy the Ride's 46 episode of accredited learning, we can teach restorative practices to the masses, from a 1 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour crash course, excuse the pun, all the way on up to 46 hours of learning. People can even binge on the whole thing. We can teach live and live on Zoom, daily, weekly, monthly, you get the idea, with live teachers, including Q&A, discussion, and select written materials. Our education includes workshops and assistance with real circles. The episodes include training in domestic abuse, psychology, financial, ethics, law, the peacemaking dialogue, on and on. We can bring Enjoy the Ride learning into families, schools, churches, businesses, law enforcement, jails, courts, to provide the tools to create their own restorative systems in those places. Our current class right now has students from, he started at 15 all the way to 83. So Enjoy the Ride is for everyone. So Rich has a little treat for us, and I'm going to put it on our screen. that wasn't it. I'll try again.
Over to the bus stop and my son was not there. Eventually, I was told that by a court order, my son had been given to somebody else.
What I think is really important is the opportunity for people to have a voice.
We are experiencing the highest relationship failure rate in history.
There has to be a better way than what the courts are doing with their families.
What the heck is a circle?
The courts, nobody gives me a right to speak, and I'm hopefully in here, this is my chance to speak.
That's the beauty of the circle, the consent process.
Little guys wants to see their parents, and sometimes they don't allow them to see them.
I'm using these tools literally daily.
We're creating a whole new form of mediation. It's called restorative mediation.
The beauty of this process is the dialogue.
Peg, what did you hear Al say?
I wasn't listening. I don't know.
We want to allow that person to speak as long as they want to speak.
It's all about being heard.
Exactly.
Is that it?
Yes, Peg, you're greedy, that's it.
The most important thing that you can say to somebody, I believe you.
The purpose of this is teaching communication.
Is that it?
That's it.
Is there more?
No, I think we covered it.
Culture or race is a huge factor.
It's appropriate for all ages.
Is that what you shared with me?
It's better than what I shared with you, actually.
If you've learned that dialogue, I've done my job.
This has been more than I could ever ask for or imagine.
We really need people who are able to give us wisdom and insight and direction.
I think we're all leaving with a really excellent tool.
I feel like my life has been enriched by this whole experience.
This is the future of family court.
Enjoy the ride.
Got from.
And next for Family Innocence is the Enjoy the Ride sequel. With the blessings of the grant, Family Innocence will hold tailored trainings for children, youth, and their adults that will be filmed and edited to produce more episodes of Enjoy the Ride and create season 7 for continued sustainability of the teachings of restorative practices. With the honor of the grant, I've arranged Dominic Barter, the father of restorative circles and one of the world's foremost peacemakers, to come to America from Brazil for a full week of teaching. Sunrise Productions and Rich will film, edit, and produce Dominic Barter's week-long journey for a season 8 of Enjoy the Ride, for more episodes of learning and for continued sustainability of the teachings of restorative practices. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And enjoy the ride.